Hi class, this morning we're going to show you guys how to estimate materials for building walls. So we're going to actually just go right with your study guide and do those two examples, and then we'll do one more and we'll call it a day. Hopefully you guys get it from there. So your place starts out 24 feet by 30 feet. And we got to start estimating the materials for this. So, for plates, we have a bottom plate, we have a top plate, and then all of our wall parts fit in between that. But then we also have a double top plate, which kind of further ties the wall together to strengthen it up. Anytime we're estimating materials, you'll find it easiest to draw yourself a picture. Doesn't have to be perfectly to scale, but it should give you a rough idea. So the key to estimating plates is we got to find the perimeter, which means we need to add up all four sides. So in this case, if you want to write it all out, you can. So adding up all four sides, we got 30 plus 30. It's going to give us 60. We got 24 plus 24. It's going to give us 48. And then we get to add those two together, giving us 108 feet going around the whole place, starting here and working our way back to our start point. So this is an important number because we're going to use this for estimating studs. We're going to use this for estimating sheets of plywood as well. So 108 feet going around the whole place. Like I mentioned before, with our walls, we got ourselves a bottom plate, we got ourselves a top plate, and then we actually put on a double top plate as well. So we got 3 plates that we are working with. So we're going to take this 108, we're going to times it by 3. So I'm going to throw that off to the side here. 108 times 3. Punch that into your calculators. You guys are going to get 324 feet that we need to go around the place 3 times to get all of our plates. Now that's a lot of feet, but what do we do with that? Well, from here, we start ordering boards that will work, that'll go with it. And when we typically order plates, we want the longest, straightest boards we can. We want the fewest interruptions that we can. And hopefully you guys learned from the last one, the longest board that we can get is 20 feet long. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide 324 by 20. So if you guys are at home, play along, punch it in your calculators. The more times you do something, the better you get. So when I take 324 divided by 20, I get 16.2 boards. 16.2 20-foot boards. From here, we'll just round up to the nearest whole number. Now I know what you're thinking, you're probably saying, Mr. McCarville, there's a lot of waste in there. Yeah, there's some waste. We're going to cut one board down and we're going to have some extra pieces. But typically on a job site, you're going to find a use for that board pretty quick. So, how many plates? All right, so we're going to assume that we are building with 2x4s. That's fine. So, we need, as we round this up, we need 17 2x4s by 20 feet long. Why did we throw in a 20 here? Because we divided by 20 here. If we wanted to use 18 footers or 16 footers, that's fine. It would change this number and then it would change this one. So we need 17 plates that are 2x4 by 20 is what we needed to do there. All right, next on our list is how many studs do we need? So, I'm going to erase this over here. You guys can rewind the tape if you need to. Now, studs does have a pretty complicated formula to it, but over the years, we kind of found a better one that isn't as exact. We actually get a few more pieces out of it, but it's really, really quick. So, when it comes to putting our studs in a wall, we space our studs. Where's my better one here? Here we go. we space our studs every 16 inches apart. So the center of one stud is 16 inches from the next. When doors and windows get thrown in there, that kind of throws things off a little bit, but we got a piece 16 inches, 16 inches, 16 inches, 16 inches, and so on. But when we estimate how many studs we need, we actually just estimate one stud for every foot going around the outside. So the cool thing is you guys already did this work. We already know it is 108 feet going around the whole outside. So we're going to purchase 108 studs, 2x4, and typical stud height is 8. And that's it. However many feet going around the house is how many we need to purchase. And the reason for that, well, the reason why, sorry, some of these are falling apart. The reason why is because we got our trimmer studs right here that will go next to a full stud and support the header for a door or window. Same thing, we got trimmer studs here. When it comes to two walls connecting with each other, we have to throw some extra studs next to that. So they get used up, and it just makes it the easiest way to estimate. So however many feet is in your perimeter is how many studs you are going to order. And then lastly, we get to figure out how many sheets of plywood to cover the outside walls. So we're looking for area, but here's the number one mistake students make. They're going to do area, and they're going to take 30 times 24, but that's not what we're looking for in this one. If we took 30 times 24, we would be finding the area of the floor, and we don't need to do that. What we need to do is find the area of our walls that are going 8 feet tall all the way around. So we need to find this wall, this wall, this wall, and this wall. So we need to know the height of those exterior walls. Good news is, in typical homes, well, I shouldn't say typical homes, but most homes have 8-foot tall ceilings. Now sometimes you get a vaulted ceiling, sometimes you're going to have a taller ceiling. Really, it's up to the builder or the buyer what they want it to be. But here's what's nice for us. We already know the perimeter going all the way around is 108. We know our wall height is 108. Sorry, I just said that. 108 is our wall height. We know our wall, or perimeter is 108. Wall height is 8 feet. And we'll multiply these guys together. So 108 times 8 foot tall. All right, we get 864 feet of wall covering that we gotta take care of with some plywood. Cool. Okay, so then we go back to how many square footage. What's the square footage in sheet of plywood? Plywood is 4 feet wide, 8 feet long, 32 square feet in there when we multiply 4 by 8, and we just get to divide. So we take 864 divided by 32, and that tells us we have 27 sheets is what we need of plywood going all the way around. Awesome. Let's do the other one. See what we get here. Hopefully that made a little sense to you. If it didn't, hopefully as we talk through the next one, it makes a little sense. And YouTube limits me to 15 minutes a time. So I'll go through it quick, but hopefully we get it. All right, our next example. 40 by 50 is our place. 40 by 50. Step one is we need to find the perimeter. So 50 plus 50, 40 plus 40, 50 plus 50 is 100, 40 plus 40 is 180. Nope, sorry, 80. We add them up, we get 180 total. Awesome. We take that 180 and we multiply it by how many plates are in that wall. Times it by 3. Punch that in your calculator, we get 540 feet going around the place 3 times for your bottom plate, your top plate, and your double top plate. Now we convert this into board lengths. 20 feet, longest board we can get, we want to use that. And when we take 540 divided by 20, you're going to get yourself 27 plates. 2 by 4 by 20 feet long. It is important that we include the dimensions of the boards. You wouldn't want to go to the lumberyard and say, hey, I need some boards for a wall with no dimensions at all. That would be tough on. All right, so we know how many plates we need right here. From here, we need to know how many studs. And again, studs is just your perimeter. Whatever your perimeter is, so we already know we need 180 studs to make that happen. Awesome. Those are going to be 2 by 4s as well. And we'll say it's a standard 8-foot wall. So there we have what we need there. Now we get to do the plywood, the sheathing on the walls. So we'll just start fresh right here. We know we have 180 feet going around. We know our walls are going to be 8 feet tall. And when we have a quiz, your walls are also going to be 8 feet tall. So we get to multiply that 180 times 8. Gives us a big old number, 1440. That's how many square feet of wall space we need to cover with sheathing. We know that a 4 by 8 sheet of plywood has 32 square feet. We divide 1440 by 32, and we get ourselves 45 sheets. All right, and that is how we estimate wall framing material. Hope this went well. Email me if it didn't, and hope you guys are having a good day.